Good afternoon. We're coming here live from Victoria, BC at the Canadian Bocce Championship. We're about to start a 7th match of the day in the BC2 category. We have Jim Davis plays on the red for Ontario, and Mike Mercer from Newfoundland. He will be throwing out the blue, and they're in their pre-game warm-up right now. So after the warm-up, the athletes will start the first stand, and Ontario will start because the player with the in the call room, they have the athletes meet the referee. They do a coin toss and decide who what ball they want to use, and sometimes the players tend to have a favorite set of balls. So if you win the toss, you usually end up choosing the ball, and also gives them first and advantage. And sometimes even if they win the toss, they'll decide to use last ball or last and advantage because they like to finish the game instead of starting it, depending on the athlete. And sometimes, well, they just don't have a choice because the other athlete decided to take the color of ball and also automatically get the first to throw. So Mike has been involved in the national program for a few years now. He's discovered him when he was a bit younger. He's an athlete that has many sports that he enjoys playing. And we definitely were excited to get him when we were involved in the national program when he started to want to play bocce. But I think he plays wheelchair soccer, so I'm not sure about that. But I know he does play another sport than bocce right now. So we're waiting for the announcement to start the games. Again, if ever you wanted to like to play or coach, officiate, or volunteer, you can go to the Bocce Canada website and get a lot of information. If you have a child that would like to start playing, there's you look at their regional teams, and we always can have access to the national program in order to find out where you can get involved in your community. We're always seeking sport assistants. We're looking for referees. We're also getting some experience as players, athletes. The pathway here is a variety of pathways that are available to them. At this point, it's a Paralympic sport that has currently category in the BC1s, BC2, BC3, and BC4. And depending on the level of disability, then they would categorize themselves in these. They would be different categories for them. So these athletes here at this game in particular are BC2. They are allowed to grip a ball. They're allowed to throw out a ball by themselves. They have a limited amount of trunk control, and are often not able to walk very far on their own. So they need support. So that's a first ball, first jack out there for Ontario, and see how we will do with Mike will handle the open jack right now. That's a good one, close to the jack. That's what we want to see. So now it's Ontario to try to beat that shot. And which he accomplishes. So all these athletes, all athletes involved in this Canadian Championship have gone through a process of classification in order to determine in what category they're allowed to play. And they are classified by doctors, physiotherapists, and a slew of specialists. They also need to be some athletes here are under they're under classification status. They also watch them while they play to see if they're in the proper classification. So that was a good shot there. It's a good thing that Mercer's trying to beat that shot. Okay, so Newfoundland takes the shot. Trying to be aggressive there, move and shake things around. So I mentioned BC1 category, but I'll give you a little bit of a round out of BC2. Okay, so Mr. Mike Mercer went out there from Newfoundland to look at the situation to see what his next possibility for shots, because he already has 3 balls out there and he has only 3 left. And as you notice, he asked his opponent just to back up a bit. The opponent doesn't have to back up, but it's usually common courtesy. I seem to think that Tim might be a bit new to this sport. But oh, Jim, not Tim, excuse-moi. Jim Davis from Ontario. Good shot, Mike. Oh, yes. So that's what you need to do. You need to keep plugging at it, being aggressive. That was what he was trying to do for the last 2 attempts, and he succeeded. We'll see what Jim will do with this shot. And very good. Takes a nice bounce and sticks it to the jack. So Mike has 30 seconds. He has lots of time. He just needs to get himself in his playing area, and he'll be able to make the shot. Oh, good push. 10 seconds left, and he nails it. So up to now, it's been a back and forth, shot for shot game, which is excellent. Good little push. Sometimes all you need is a little push on the ball to. One minute left. A very good shot. Again, we're seeing some very interesting game at this point here. The last two. One for red. Not a lot of time left, but he wants to come and see what's going on. 30 seconds, lots of time. That was a good call. Go out and see. If you have time remaining, it's important. Okay, so we ran out of time. The stress was getting the better of him, but definitely still a good end. So one red. So Jim from Ontario takes the lead here against Mike Mercer from Newfoundland. Score after the first end, 1-0. Donc le pointage après une manche, 1-0 pour Ontario, Jim Davis. Excuse-moi. Davis. One for red. So in 30 seconds, we'll be starting the second end here. If you're joining us, we're at the live in Victoria, BC at the bocce championship, national championship here. Si vous venez nous joindre, on est dans la deuxième manche en la partie de BC2. Le pointage est 1-0. Bocce? We always said bocce because it's French. Yeah. Okay. So there goes for the jack ball. It's in play. Newfoundland now, Mike Mercer getting ready to throw out his first ball. Excellent first ball. That distance is a very, very good ball. So we'll see how Jim reacts to that. Très bonne première balle. And nice shot. That was enough. Beat the shot. Good job with one ball. So Newfoundland here has to get back in the lead. Nice one. He tried to push his ball forward, see if it's enough to gain advantage of this end. Donc, il a poussé la balle vers l'avant. On va vérifier, l'arbitre vérifie si c'était assez. Okay, so Red Steel is remaining the closest to the jack right now. So Newfoundland will have to shoot again. Donc Ontario est encore plus proche. Donc Terre-Neuve va être obligé de lancer une autre balle. Et voilà. L'arbitre va vérifier encore parce qu'on a poussé le cochonnet. Ça a changé la donne. Bleu encore. So blue to play again. Mike will come out and see what's going on. Donc, Mike de Newfoundland va venir voir le jeu. Il va retourner dans son aire de jeu. Plusieurs joueurs ici jouent dans un fauteuil. Ils ont un fauteuil pour leur jeu, ils ont un fauteuil pour transport. On prône l'utilisation des plus petites chaises parce qu'elles sont plus près du terrain. Donc, on va voir que c'est Mike va faire ici avec ce lancer. We'll see when Mike will succeed to make this shot, which is just a tad long. He needed that ball back there to protect his rear. Nice shot. Again, never giving up till the last ball. Ça, c'est un bon lancer. Il reste une balle. Ça peut faire mal, ça, cette balle. So Jim has 5 balls remaining, and he's hoping to be able to come out again. Decides to come out again. You just see what he wants to do here. So he asked the referee the score, and right now the referee, unofficial, says blue has 2. So he needs to get in there and mix things up. So he knows that no matter what happens, he can take a couple of risks here, because with 2, still scoring 2, there's no worries. He just doesn't want to create a third point for him. But for 2, he can definitely take a risk, a couple of balls, and get in there. Okay, so
1 minute.
1 minute. I have to do some rapid fire. We have a push there. I think about getting in on the right of those between the 2 blue balls in the front. On va essayer de rentrer dans l'espace. Tout est possible. Il y a 30 secondes. Prendre son temps. Et voilà. Okay, so all the balls have been tossed. The athletes have come out and see the final measurements here to see what the score is. Pushing his red forward might have taken away one of the points for Mike. So we'll see what the outcome is. Donc, peut-être qu'il a assez avancé sa balle rouge pour enlever le point, le deuxième point à Mike. On a certainement un point, ça c'est sûr. Il n'y a pas de contestation là. Donc, l'arbitre va l'enlever pour aider et faciliter la mesure. So the referee will remove the ball that's absolutely scoring in order to create a better situation for measuring. Can't measure around balls and stuff. So, and then to see. So it looks like Jim may have done enough thumping on his ball there to move it forward and take away one of Mike's points. So that's very good. We'll see what the final verdict is. So 1 blue. We now have a tie game, 1-1 in the second end. So 1-1 for Ontario and Newfoundland. Getting ready for a third end here.
10 seconds. I think you dropped something over there. Time.
So we're getting ready for the third end here. In the BC2 category, Jim Davies from Ontario and Mike Mercer from Newfoundland. The score is 1-1. Very good match here. These athletes are going toe to toe. Really good competition here today. Donc on a une belle compétition ici entre ces deux athlètes. On compte les balles 1 contre 1. Le répit est très rapide. Donc ça s'annonce une bonne partie. Restez avec nous pour les 2 prochaines marches. Okay, so the first ball is out, and it's not exactly what he wanted. Took a bounce to the right, and we'll see what if Mike is able to take control of this of the jack. Nice one. This is exactly what you want to see. See how Jim does against this. And nice shot. Nice shot. Don't know if it's going to be enough to take over. One more. And nice. Let's see if he was able to move things. It was enough to take over this end right now. And now Newfoundland is in a position to defend against that. Nice one. Nice one. We got in there right away. And now it puts Ontario on the defense. Athletes have to be very careful not touching the lines in their area of play. Oh, goes for the lob. He's trying to get something going there. Trying to move that jack back. Open up the play a bit. Just going to try that again. Good attempt and another lob. Ball is out and out of play. And he just goes in there and tried the two lobs. Didn't work out for him, but it's definitely the shot that needed to be made. So Newfoundland's going to come out. Mike is going to come out and see what the situation is. Is he in danger of changing the score by pushing one of the Reds forward? Or if he's confident he can put more points in there. It's a decision he has to make after he comes, especially with a tight situation like that with a lot of traffic in front. You have to make sure that the balls, there's nothing that can risk changing the outcome. That's why we've seen some of the athletes here concede a ball. But he's confident that he may be able to produce more points here, or at least not cause any reversal. So he's going to go for the extra shot. And he very good call. Lots of other blue balls to hit. So now he wants to see the score. And referee is confirming 1. And all the balls have been. Oh, he got one more. Gee, he has 2 more.
1 minute.
2 more. 1 minute left. 2 more. Maybe you have to check which one is. Come out and check and see which one. Yes. Which one is the closest red. So the strategy is to come in and look at which one might be the closest red that he could get rid of and score a few more points. So I'm assuming he thought there was the one on the right, so we'll see. So all the balls have been tossed. Now it's time to go see the verdict. Donc, parfois, il faut regarder quelle balle de l'adversaire est la plus proche afin de faire des points. Et donc, je ne sais pas si c'est ça que M. Mercer a fait de la Terre-Neuve, mais ce serait une bonne stratégie. Malgré que là, il y avait peut-être trop de balles sur le côté. So maybe there was just way too much traffic on the other side. So even though he has a lot of ball in the area, we're gotta check which one is the closest blue. I mean red. If the closest red is closer than some of his, he won't be able to score. Donc on regarde. Avec, see? So that's what I mean by coming out, looking at which red ball is the one that's closest and try to move that one away. And then you create yourself, you open up your opportunity to score more points. So we'll see what the verdict is in spite of all that traffic. Blue managed to score 1 point. So Newfoundland takes the lead here.
1 minute.
2-1 in the third end. So it's a tight game. Again, these two athletes are going toe-to-toe. Ici, après 2 manches, le pointage est 2 pour Terre-Neuve contre 1 pour Ontario. Et ces athlètes ils ont joué une bonne partie, coup pour coup. C'était très, très proche. Les balles étaient très proches du cochonnet. Donc, on s'en va pour une dernière manche excitante. Avec un pointage de 2-1, n'importe quoi peut arriver. s'apprête à jouer la dernière manche ici. We're getting ready for the last end in the BC2 game here against Ontario versus Newfoundland. Newfoundland now, Mike Mercer getting ready to throw out his jack and his first ball. Time is running on his first ball. So decides to play at the same spot as in the second end. Getting ready for his first ball. And just a little long. We'll see how Ontario is able to capitalize on this opportunity with an exposed jack. So it'll be up to Jim to take advantage here and get on the offensive. Nice shot. That is exactly what Mike would have liked to be able to do. You expose your jack to your opponent. That was a very good comeback from Jim, from Ontario. Okay, donc, on a fait un beau lancer, excellent lancer. Si on laisse le cochonnet exposé à notre adversaire, il y a des grands risques que ces choses arrivent. Ces deux athlètes sont capables de jouer dans cette région du terrain. Ils ne sont pas limités. Ils ont beaucoup de force dans leurs bras. C'est des jeunes hommes qui s'entraînent fort. Ils ont et très bien. Donc, on a créé de l'espace là. C'est pas tout perdu. Il est capable. Mike is going to try to... He created some space there so he can come in and squeeze in some his ball in order to create a point here. He prend son temps, he takes his time because he knows it's an important shot. Be a game changer. And it's a little bit long. Game's pretty open here. Mike's going to have to start thinking about getting a ball in there to block his opponent. Sure, either that or he wants to get that jack big time. Et ce qui est fait. Good job. Good job. That is amazing. This is the kind of shot you want. Like the jack travels back and it's now covered. Well, it's a bit on the side. It's just like obviously the having the ball in the back is good. It's a good position, but it's not impossible to beat. So we'll see what Jim does with this situation. Donc, Mike a réussi de pousser le cochonnet vers sa balle en arrière. Mais malgré que si sa balle avait resté en avant du cochonnet, ça aurait vraiment mis sa vie un peu plus facile. Donc, c'est pas impossible de battre ce coup, comme vous pouvez voir. Mais je pense que les deux balles touchent, mais je peux me tromper. C'est certainement quelque chose que l'arbitre va déterminer. I think the two balls might be touching the jack right now, so it could be equal distance. So that's what the referee is trying to determine now. If there's space and it might be equal distance. Equal distance. So that means red gets to shoot again. That was a very, very good shot by Jim. He managed to get in there nice and tight, so he's got a lot of power. Good job. I'm not sure if it changed the situation, but they definitely have to check. May have created enough distance between the jack and the jack ball and the blue in the back to see if they're still touching. They're equal distance again, so they're still both the blue and the red ball are on the jack. So when that happens, they each get a turn. So it was red shooting, created the situation. He didn't bring any change to the situation. So now blue is in a position of having to, the pressure's on blue to change the situation and regain the point. Donc, rouge avait lancé encore parce que rouge n'avait pas changé la situation. Et quand on lance une deuxième fois, s'il n'a pas changé la situation, donc là maintenant, c'est bleu. Même si les deux balles sont collées, bleu a lancé encore. Donc là, c'est rouge. Je pense bien qu'on a essayé de créer un bloc avec cette balle. So Mike attempt to create a block at this point for his opponent. Hopefully he'll get to hit, and then this way in the last end, if it stays like that, both athletes score and Mike keeps his lead. But it ain't over. So red to shoot again. So right now it needs to create a situation where he can take away that point from Newfoundland. Yeah, it goes. Oof. Tried to get the lob in there. That's a very, very long distance to create a lob, but with practice, I think he might nail that. Donc, il a essayé d'aller en hauteur, faire un peu comme un rebond pour enlever le point à bleu. Donc, c'est la seule chose qui peut changer le résultat de cette partie en ce moment, c'est de enlever, pousser la balle bleue du cochonnet. Donc, the ultimate shot would be to create some space between the jack and the blue ball right now, and be able to score two. So we'll see what happens here with his last ball. Less than a minute to play for Ontario, and this is the last end. 30 seconds, 30 secondes. Et il va lancer. Et on a manqué la cible. Donc, c'est quand même une belle partie, les deux. Les balles de distance égale. So, equal distance balls here will but everything will have to be confirmed because you never know. Just hitting the floor hard enough, sometimes we can change the situation. And it looks like it's been maintained. So we get 1 and 1. So 1 and 1 is not enough for Jim to tie this game. So Newfoundland, Mike Mercer takes the win for 3-2 against Jim Davies from Ontario. So good game, gentlemen. C'était incroyable, une belle partie. Terre-Neuve, Mike Mercer prend la partie 3-2 contre Jim Davy de l'Ontario. Donc encore une bonne partie des deux athlètes. Donc keep watching. We have one more match coming up in a few minutes, and stay tuned for that. Coming to you from the Canadian Championship here in Vancouver, le championnat canadien de boccia. C'est à suivre.